All right, here we go. This is it. 1 2 1 2. Check it. Okay, so today we're going to talk about SQL Server and the greatness. How to install it. We're going to do a quick install, what it is, talk about SQL tables, and how it implements into the .NET framework. Is that jiggy?
Awesome.
Okay, so first things first. Um, I assume that you guys are awesome and you went to this page over here, or you did a search on SQL 2017 and free. So you did that. And then there it is. We're looking for the Express Edition, which is free. Say it with me. It's free. So it's free, so you could just download it. Okay, so let's assume we have that. I downloaded it right here. There it is. Shablips. And then I clicked on it. And after I clicked on it, boom, I get this right here. So this is where we're going to continue. This is where we're going to start. Okay, so we're simple folk. We're simple folk. We're peasants. We're code peasants right now. We're not no big time wizards or anything, right? Okay, we're from the streets. So what we're going to do, we're going to do basic. We're basic biatches. Okay, so we're going to do some stuff over here, and then we're going to do another click right there. I don't know what that says. That says some stuff. We're going to accept it. And then we're going to do this right here. Notice what this is. Hopefully you got enough space. Not sure if I do, but I hope I do. And then we're going to install. You guys ready to install? Okay, I'm installed. So this is going to take a little bit because we're downloading the package first. There you go, download successful, and now it's installing. Okay, so while we're here, tell me, what's SQL Server? What's SQL to you? Tell me what it means. Dave.
SQL Server is a software that helps relate two or more databases together.
Okay, all right, that's something. All right, Dan, what you got?
Nothing quite that fancy.
No, what you?
It's a database thing.
Yeah, no, that's okay. What's a database? What's a database?
It's basically a place to store information.
Yep.
So that any number of machines can access it and have the same information readily available.
Okay, yeah. So pretty much, it's pretty much a big container where you keep information, where you keep data. That's why it's a database. So it's a base with tons of data in it. And you could have all sorts of different data in it, right? You could have like we talked about before. You could have numbers, tags, bits. You could have images, all sorts of cool stuff. Correct? And before we get here, let me tell you something very cool. What's a table? Do you guys remember what a table is?
Yes.
So you know what what's a table? Give me what's a table, Dave?
Rows and columns.
All right, yeah.
Intersecting each other.
That's right. But what exactly is it? What? It's what
a structure representing data.
Oh, goddamn!
In categories of data.
Oh, goddamn! I'm gonna copy that. That's mine now. I'm gonna like that.
What's my patent on this?
Yeah, that is mine. Oh my goodness! Hey, what was that? Before I forget, what did I just say? Table. A structure representing data. Yeah. Consists of rows and columns, right? Beautiful. That is I don't think I could have are you Googler? We have a Googler here. We have a Googler, people.
Who's a Googler?
Dave's a Googler. You can just Google that.
No.
We have a Googler.
I'm more like a
kidding.
thesaurus than a Googler.
That's true. That's true. I'm kidding. Okay, so but no, that's good. Yeah. So we understand what a table is, right? And it's we had tables before, and we will talk about tables in depth in a little bit. But yeah, so we understand what the concept of a table, and we have it down pat. We know what it is. Okay, this is beautiful here. Okay, so now we have you know we have installed successfully. Okay, so when you look back on your video or if you already done this, you get a couple of things here. The first thing you need to do is just you see the instance name and the connection string. You might or might not use this, but always copy it and keep it in a good place, in a safe place. Mail it to yourself, save it in some kind of folder or file, and save it. Because basically, this, I mean, you don't have to pay much attention to it now, but a connection string is the address of your database in your code. So in your code, you're going to write, hey, man, I want you to access this database and do some cool stuff. And then you're going to say, hey, man, give me the connection string. And then you go, shablips. There you go. Straightforward. It's pretty nice. But now you don't have to worry about it because it's legit. And this is other stuff. Where does it set up? Administrator info, engine. This is all stuff. Okay, so so far so good. Okay, so now this is where it's a little bit tricky. Because do you guys see SSMS?
Yes.
Okay. Then, quick question: do you install this by any chance, or do you download it?
I believe I did.
Okay. Good. Okay, this is very good. Yes. Okay, so this is what it's gonna do. Dave, pay attention to it because if you haven't done it, it's very important. Okay, when you go, it's gonna send you here, and it's gonna say, download SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, now that is do you remember when we open up the database and we saw tables and there's a create table, and like we query the table and we have we got all the information of the tables? Yep. Let me show you. I mean, do you sort of remember?
We're tying the characters and the weapons.
Yes. Do you guys remember that place?
Yeah.
That is the management. That is what allows you to do that. Basically, this bad boy here. Okay. I have it installed already, and I don't want to install another one because I think it might do some weird stuff with mine. So I'm going to assume that you're gonna download this, and then we're gonna do some weird thing with this. Is that cool?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, I could install it because I did download it. I have just downloaded it somewhere. But I don't think I need to install it, at least for now. Yeah, this one here. I have it installed already, and I don't want to install it again. But if you guys install it, later on, I want to spend some time with you so you can make sure yours works. Okay?
Okay.
I'm
gonna hit install it again just to see if I did or did not.
Okay. But so now we have accomplished our installation completed successfully. Okay, so I'm going to close this. Are you guys with it? All right.
Yes.
Boom, I have closed it. Okay, so now I am going to assume that we all have Management Studio installed because you are awesome and you have installed it. Can I assume that you guys are awesome and you have installed it? Yes. Okay, so
Go for it.
now I'm going to open it. Now, let me explain the first thing that we are going to do, or that we're going to be doing here. Okay, now, I want you to keep in mind, okay, you see, what am I opening right now? What is it called?
Connect to server?
Well, yeah, no,
Yeah, Server Management Studio.
exactly, yes. So say it with me. This is Server Management Studio, just a management studio. Okay. This is very important. It's Server Management Studio.
Put it on my dock bar just so I never lose it.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, accesses databases. Yeah, accesses databases. So you can do, all sorts of stuff. Okay, so again, this is the management studio where you manage databases. Now, I'm about to ask you a question, which is kind of so if this accesses or manages a database, this is not the database itself, correct? It isn't. All this does is just accesses a database that is running somewhere. Say it with me. Yep. All it does is just accesses, an existing database. This is not a database itself.
It's a terminal on the mainframe.
Exactly. Oh, I'm going to copy that too, yeah. That's mine. I'm glad I thought of it. Terminal to access databases. Existing. Well, or databases. Can use to create also, as long as you get the server. Existing server. Actually, it's existing servers. That's what it is. Manages database servers. I think this is better. Yes, servers. Okay, so this is legit here. So again, this is not the database server or the database. It's just a terminal that you use to get in there and see what's inside in there. Okay, and then you have the actual SQL server or database. And then I'm going to say that this is the database. No, it's simple, right? It's straightforward. Okay. So I'm using the Management Studio right now, the SQL Server Management Studio, and I want to connect to a server because all this stuff, SQL is always run on a server pretty much. Well, nope, it's not. I just lied to you. SQL can be run on a server, right? Database or database servers. Yeah, I mean, there's different types of databases, so I don't want to give you guys the wrong idea. Yeah, so we can connect to a database server. I don't want to confuse you right now, but you don't need a server to have a database. You could just have a standalone database file that you can access and do stuff with it. But I mean, you guys.
I have database files for tons of programs.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, but for now, for our purpose, right? We're gonna be assuming that we're on a server and there's a database in the server. Is that cool? Yes.
All good.
Okay. So I have just installed SQL Express on this machine. That's what we just did. So which of these am I going to connect? Can you guys tell me?
C Herrera
That's right.
/SQL Express.
That's right. Yeah, just making sure. I know it's easy, but you got to help me out here. Okay, good. And I'm gonna leave it for authentication, Windows authentication. That way it's easy. I don't need to. I mean, I could set a password and do all sorts of stuff, but we're just gonna leave it at Windows authentication for now. Is that cool? Okay. I may need to fiddle around with this later. Yeah. For now, just flip. Oh yeah. So now, look at this. You see that play button, that green play button over here? That means it's running. It's running, just like for, don't mind this. My for some reason the graphics on my thing mess up sometimes. Okay, so now on which server am I on? I'm on the SQL Express server. That's right. Sweet. Okay, and I'm gonna take a look at the databases. How many databases do we have? Anybody know? Currently. This is just system databases. We don't touch this. And this is, yeah, never touch these. You don't need to touch, at least not for now. This is system databases. So since we just installed it, guess how many databases or how many databases do we have on our system, on our server?
None.
We have 0. So when I uninstalled my database, guess what happened?
We had one.
Well, the one I had yesterday, we were playing around with.
Did you have to import it?
Oh no, it's gone.
Oh boy.
Yeah, because I didn't do anything. I just installed it. I should have saved it, but it's all right. We will be there. We will get there. That's the whole point of this. Gotta build that knowledge. So right now I'm on a SQL server, man. Look at this. I'm on SQL Express server on my machine that I just installed, that I got from the internet because we're cool. And I want to create a database, man. I want to create a database, and it's let's do this. Let's do this. Well, let's create the same database that we had before. Are we ready? I believe instead of doing any of these, we're gonna go with new database. Oh yeah, you guys ready for a new database? Okay, remember.
Shiny.
Yeah, new shiny. We're gonna keep it simple. So the new database, I think we called, what was the name of our database? Cool database, was it?
I think that's close, if not correct.
Yeah. It's one of those. Let's leave it with cool database. I think it is cool database. Might have been our cool database, but cool database is cool. Okay, so don't touch any of these. Just leave it a default. You don't need to know any of these yet. Don't you worry about it. All you need to do is, guess what? All you need to do is just click OK. Blip.
Whoa.
Oh, crap.
Oh, that's a bad thing.
The hell? Oh, whoops. Oh.
You did name it right.
It exists.
I named it super right because I think it did not remove the database. It did something else. I should not have deleted it so quickly because I think I left some stuff, some remainders. Actually, let me check something while we do this. Just don't. Let's see, attach. Don't see any. Okay, ignore everything I'm doing here, by the way. Just ignore it. You're not looking at this.
But I won.
This is weird. I wonder if I could kill this. Yeah, this is really odd because it should have killed it before. It's fine. I mean, we'll just name it something else, at least for now. Wonder why I can't delete it. System yeah. All right. I will fix this later. New database. Okay, so now we're going to call it the cool database. All right. I'll go back and clean that up. Don't mind me. Let's hope this works. Are we ready? Okay. This thing better work. If not, it's going to make me look bad, damn it. There we go. So, we have the cool database here. Let's see. Yeah, I think when I removed the old version, it kept the actual data in it. I mean, the actual database. And in order for me, I need to mount it and do some kind of weird stuff because it already exists. So, we're just going to create this one right here. This is the same thing. Okay, so what's the name of a database?
The cool database.
That's right. Remember, it's interactive, baby, interactive. Okay, so in our cool database, okay, so do you guys see, well, I'm on a server, I'm on a SQL server. Okay. I want you guys to be aware that, where am I? I'm on a server.
SQL server.
Exactly, even better. And on this server right here, we have databases. Databases implies that there's more than one, so I could have a bunch of databases on the server. And rightly so, you could have more than one. You could have quite a few on one server. Also, you have other things that have to do with the server. You have security, you got logins, you got all these things which you don't need to worry about now. But I just want you to remember that on the server, you got a whole bunch of things and don't worry about it. What we're worrying about now, it's databases. And we have the cool database. If we're going to do this, do we want to create a database that is kind of better named? Let's create one that is better, like game database or something like that. Is that better? I think that might be more apt. Yeah, let's do that. So, how do I create a database?
Right click on there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right click, new database.
Does that count as by convention? It works the same in this as it does on.
Pretty much. Yeah. Well, this is one of those things that it should work everywhere. At least I hope. But the thing with SQL, it's I think it had pretty much convention and pretty decent convention. Okay, so we have these things here, and we're gonna, what should we call it? Game database. Game DB. I mean, what do you got? You guys have any? Game DB is fine.
Yeah, I got nothing snappy right now.
No, it doesn't have to be snappy. Simple, short and simple is always the best, because you're gonna need to remember these, and you're gonna have to type them as well. So let's call it just Game DB. Just straight up, blip, simple. And then I'm going to hit OK. Look at that. We got a sweet Game DB. We don't need this anymore, so I am going to delete it. Gonna say, hey man, you should want to delete them. Like, get out of here. Okay, so now we have Game DB, and this is our stuff. Now, do me a favor. Do you see all the things that there's inside this database?
Lots of stuff.
Got a lot of stuff, but 99% of the time, 90% of the time, we're going to be dealing with tables. Because tables is where we're going to be keeping the data. And of course, as I always say, what is a table? Let me look it up. Hold on. A table is It's a structure representing data that consists of rows and columns. That's what I'm talking. That's what I always said. That's right. You guys remember that, right? That is all me. Yeah. So it's a structure that represents data. That's what a table is. Okay. And right now, all of these they're system tables. So really, how many tables do we have for like our tables?
4 types.
Well, these are different types. Well, these are systems. Like for ours, we don't really have any right now, so it's empty. Like these are system tables, and so user tables we don't have any right now. We haven't created any, correct? These are just tables that are belong to the system, and it's sort of empty, sort of. Okay, so we don't have any tables right now. Okay. There are other things over here which you don't really need to worry about too much. You get security, you get programmability, which is like store procedures, which we might talk about someday, or functions, but we don't need to worry about now. Our bread and butter is tables. Say it with me. What is it? Tables. That's where we get paid. That's where you go into an interview and they say, "Hey man, what is your bread and butter?" And what do you answer? Boom.
Tables.
Tables, man. I eat tables. I read on the table and I eat that table. That's what we're going to do. So, one thing we need to do now. We need to. So, how many? Let's make a table. So, let's create a table. So, our database is called GameDB, but that's going to be the database for our game. Now let's create a. Should we get what was it? A character? I mean, it's a person, but now let's call it a cat. This is going to be a character table. Let's create. So character is going to be the same thing as person. So let's create a character. What does a character need? A name. What else? A job. Age.
Not rage.
Yeah, age is int, I think, right? It's an int. Level. Int. None. And what do you think? I mean, I guess we. Oh, money? Yeah, let's see money. Gold. How much gold does he have? Gold and or she. Oh, male or female? Is that even a thing? I guess. Gender.
You could.
I guess. I mean, nah. That complicate things. Yeah, let's keep it simple. Okay, so we have name, job, age, level, gold. I mean, we had something.
Race.
Race. Yes.
HP.
HP. There you go.
MP count.
Ooh, man. MP, yes. Beautiful. And the stuff, we'll leave the towel for later. But this is nice, though. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is very nice. This is very nice. Now, well, what is the one thing that we need here? We have a character, or a player. Well, we have a character. Yeah, actually, I think character is better than a player. Okay, a character. So what's the one thing we need when we're discussing databases? We're creating different records. What do we need here?
An ID?
That's right. Remember, always try to have a unique identifier for a table, for anything that you deal with. That it makes it much easier and much better for searching purposes, and then just to keep track of things really, because everything else can change. ID, and it's gonna be an int, and it's gonna be not null, and don't pay any attention to this. I'm gonna do a little magic here. So I'm gonna make it so this is called an identity column. I mean identity, well, identity column, I guess, yes. That is going to be a unique ID that the system decreases or increases for us. So you don't need to do it yourself. Let me see. Identity, let me write it. So basically ID self increase keeps track, etc. Well, the system keeps track. Do you guys understand what I'm saying when I say that? I mean, we have been using it so far, but yes. So whenever we add a new character, a new player to the database, or we delete it, this will always, the system will keep track and add the latest, the highest number. So we don't need to say like, oh, okay, you deleted 69 or 78 or something. The system will know, and it will keep track of the next number that needs to be added to the table as the ID. You will see how it works a little bit better once we actually implement it. You saw it last time, so it's gonna be it's an easy. You'll get it right away. Um, Identity column. Do you guys sort of get it a little bit? Half, 75%.
Yay.
Okay. Yeah, so it's an ID column, unique. It self increases, and then we're gonna save it. Let's save it. And let's call it character. Well, this is the table for a character, but it represents one character. Yeah, so I think character is fine, yes. It represents one. Okay, so let's see, it's a type. Yeah, character's fine. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to refresh this by right-clicking on the table and refresh. Oh, look at that. What do we have there? What do you guys see?
It's tiny. I can't see it.
Oh, crap. I'm sorry. Yeah.
DBO
No,
black
it's
character.
your fault. It's my screen.
Well, no, it's my options. Fonts should be higher. Should be a lot higher. And let's see. Environment. Item shown. Fonts and replace. Projects and solutions. Yeah, I gotta find out where it is. It's somewhere. Fonts and colors, 14. Yeah, I would have thought that that would have made this bigger for some reason.
You're,
Oh.
It's fine. I just had to be in full screen. I was dealing with some stuff. I had the folder minimized.
All right. Give me 1 second. Do you see environment anywhere around here? Oh, table and databases.
Environment, yes.
That's still the same size. Just give me 1 second because this is bothering me now. Tables and designers. Query and view designers. Which one does? Oh, environment. Okay. God damn it, can't change it. Plain text, can't change it. User default, no. All right, let's continue. I'll find out how to make this bigger later, I guess, but it is very small. My bad. That's weird. Why can't I make it bigger? 12. Object Explorer. Okay, one last one and then we're out. We continue. Do you see Object Explorer in here anywhere? No. Okay, then we continue. Let's roll. Yeah, I'll find out how to make these bigger. Sorry. So we have tables here, and we have a one suite table. Maybe if I could make this bigger. Yeah, so we have a one suite table here. And what's the name of our table? Anybody remember?
Character.
That's right. And what does that table have or contain?
The name of the character, job, age, race, HP, MP, and gold and level.
That is right. Oh, this is somewhat better, right? A little bit.
What's going on?
Sorry. Yeah, this is better. A little bit. So, there we go. I think I might have made this way too big now. So there we go. We have these things here. And let's see. 14, and we got this here. All right. What does a, I mean, this is a table, right? So what is this supposed to represent? I mean, again, it's a character, right? But how many characters can you put in there? Can you put more than one character? I mean, information in there? Well, yeah, you can, right? I mean, like you could, it's meant to hold character information. That's why we named it that, correct? Correct?
Gotcha. Yeah, we have to create the tables for each character. Or
Yeah.
have them generated.
Yeah, I mean, so a character is going to go in here, and this is, it's going to be a bunch of different ones here. So it's a list. So this is a table. All a table is going to be is just going to be a list of characters, correct? Yes. Like we did before. I mean, it's simple. So we got this. We're good. Now, tell me, switching over to C# right now, right? Tell me, character, we have all these things here. So if I wanted to make a character class, what kind of stuff would it have? What kind of properties?
Does it have the ones listed above the character?
Yeah, pretty much. No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is.
Quick summary of what we'd need.
Pretty much. Yeah, so a job, ages. So it is the same thing. So in a way, you could say that the information to create a character class, or that a character class, the properties for a character class has, this table has them all, pretty much, right? And when we talk about a class, remember we talked about objects. So you guys remember when we created our person class here, And of course, don't pay too much attention to these, but all this is just a class, and we called it person, and it was pretty pretty cool, and we could use it just like a normal class. Okay. Give me 1 second. You can't. Okay, give me 1 second. I need to search for something here. Entire solution. Let me see if this exists. Pay no mind. You guys should be ignoring this. Don't look. I'm doing secret stuff. All right. Good. All right. Good. So we have this character, and So let's say I have information in a database, right? Now, how do you think I can? Well, first of all, let's say I have a ton of information in a database because that's what it's for. What if I need information? How would you go about retrieving information from a database? Do you guys have any kind of experience doing that before?
Not explicitly, no.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, if you haven't. Dave, have you?
Retrieving information from a database?
Yeah. I mean, do you know what it is, or how would it be?
Damn.
No, that's fine. I mean, if you haven't. Yeah. But I mean, are you guys familiar with the concept?
I think so, yeah.
Yes.
With the concept of... Oh, by the way, ignore sort of what I'm doing
seen it
right
done
now.
in Access.
Oh, yes. Let's see.
So, like, I have a database for everything, which is the search program I use. It stores files and paths, pretty much. And when I type in a file, a name, it just tries to match it. It finds a match, and it calls everything that looks like what I type.
All right.
I don't know if that describes what you...
Well, no, it is. Okay, so I'm just... Actually, I'm just buying time because I'm testing something. Okay, beautiful.
Wizardry.
Oh, yeah. Person works. Okay.
Anyone plan on seeing the Avengers movie?
Oh, hell yes. Hell yes.
I don't know if we finalized the time, but Sunday might not be a programming day for us.
No. I hear you. It's one of those days. Well, one of those weekends. But we'll see. I mean, we'll work something out. But yeah, this weekend is gonna be pretty big for that. Pretty much everybody's gonna see it. Let me make these smaller because this is kind of big. 11. What was it that I changed this? 11. What was the other one I changed? Text.
I apologize. I missed out on most of that.
Which one?
I was trying to configure my own stuff while you were doing it.
Oh, no worries. It's fine. You're perfect. Okay, this is what we want here. Okay, so we have character here, and we have a person. All right. I want you to tell me something.
Anything?
Well, look at our database. Did our database change?
We have towel.
Well, yeah, but look at our database. Tell me how many tables do we have in the database now?
Well, towel is in the table. That's new. I don't think we had race before.
Well, yeah. On which table?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, what's the name of the table?
Oh,
Yeah, look at the tables. How many tables do we have now?
3.
Migration
Migration
history.
history, character, and person.
That's right. Ignore this for now. This is a kind of a weird, silly table. But this is the one we created, right? And what about this? Where did this come from?
The old one.
Yeah. So, and do you see that we kind of created characters and they filled it in and everything? Pretty cool. All right. Now, let's go back. I don't want to confuse you guys too much. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to, let's keep it simple for now. Delete and delete. That's something else. Don't worry about it. That's like the magic of .NET at work there is very strong. But okay, so we have our character. So let's give our character some information. Let's edit. So for now, let's just enter some basic ones, right? Okay, so Caesar, Bard, 169, level 1. No, let's keep it. Let's see. Actually, oh, I thought this was audio. Oh. Oh, some of these cannot be nullable. Okay, yes, never mind. This level 1, gold 1, HP 1. There you go. Okay. Again, Dan. Yeah. Sorry, it's taking a little bit because I want to take a shortcut, but it's fine. Dan Warlock. Age 10 and 11. 1 gold. Raise 1 HP. Yeah, I created these non-nullable, so I have to put something. My bad. And Dave. Okay, Dave, you want to be a paladin? What is it?
Sure.
Okay, paladin. 11. Level 1. Gold 1. Alright. Okay. So now I could just fill around 15, 15, 15. Gold. 22, 22, 22. Alright. Here we go. Alright. Let's see. 33. We got more money, you guys. Let's see. Well, paladins are usually carry money, so 6. Warlocks, I guess 11 or something. Bards don't have a lot of hit points. Maybe 11. 15. Paladins have a lot more. Bards don't have a lot, so maybe like 5, 6. Warlocks have a lot more. Paladins 11. Okay, so that makes a little bit more sense. Okay. Here we go. I'm I'm bringing it together here. Okay, can you guys comfortably see the table? Does it make sense?
Yes.
Makes sense. Okay. Let's create. I guess let's create one more. I guess a dragon or something. A dragon eats 404, 11, gold 111. Oh, dragon. MP, probably 88. Alright, that makes sense here. Okay, so we're putting information in there. And then I'm going to just save it by getting out of it. I'm going to F6 to see what's in there. So, well, let's start from the beginning. Let's start from scratch. Here. And query. Okay. So, how you guys doing? All right. We have a table. We have a table called character. And that table has information. And it holds information about a character. So character's name, job, age, level, etc. And we created this sweet table. Now let me ask you a question. Up to the point where we are now, are you somewhat comfortable with what we've done?
Yeah.
All right. Dave, how about you?
Yes.
Okay. So now we have a table. We filled it with data. We put some data in there, and then we have well, I mean the data's there, but how can what's the point of having the data if we can't use it, if we can't access it, if we can't see it? So now, how can I talk to how can I talk to the database? So now we need to talk to the database and tell it, hey man, I want to see this data, because the whole point of the database is to keep data, but also to get data from it, right? I mean, you put stuff in it, but you need to get information from it. So therefore, you need a way to interact, to query, to ask the database, hey database, I want you to give me this information. That makes sense, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. So the way that we interact with database, with a database, and the way we query it, the way we ask it questions, we ask it to do things for us, it is by using a query language. Query language. Do you guys see it? So it is a query language. So query in itself, query is just, that's what it means. Query means question, right? I think that's what it means.
Yes.
So query, so it's a language to ask questions of the database. And the language that we're going to use to ask questions of our database is called SQL. SQL, which I think stands for, what is it, structured query language or something like that?
Sequence query language?
It could be. Let's see, wait. Let's forget what the S stands for. But what are we? Professional Googlers, don't forget. Stand for. What's the S? Yeah, structured query language.
Structured.
Yeah. So so that's what it is. So SQL structured query language. Okay, so we're gonna save that over here. And I guess, I swear, I will send this out to you guys soon. Okay, here. And it's, so while we're here, we're going to be using a query language to ask questions to query the database. Again, I ask of you, do you remember SQL? SQL Server is a relational database in which you can relate some tables. You could set relations from one table to other tables. Like, for example, you could have a character, you could relate it to spells, and then you could sort of have a relationship between them and see how many spells the character has, correct? Or which weapons, or what's the person's address. That way, so you keep different tables and you relate them to each other based on some kind of key or ID or some kind of value. And that that's pretty cool. I mean, there's a lot of I think most of the world, although that is changing right now, uses relational databases. SQL, I think Oracle, and some others. But one thing before we go on, not all databases are relational. They have, especially nowadays, they have databases that you don't require SQL. They're object databases in which you get a whole object, and that object contains all the information for that person or that entity or whichever whatever you're looking for. And it's very powerful, and it's very good, and it's good for videos or like very large blobs or objects. Um, so for media stuff, it's very powerful. So I just want you to be aware that not all databases are relational databases.
Okay, so it's not text like we're used to, but
Nah.
literal object.
Yep.
Difficult to parse file types.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just a whole object, like a blob in memory of sorts, and you access that, and it's a video or something. So if you don't need a lot of, like, what is it, granularity, if you just need like one big thing and that doesn't have a lot of properties or relations, then it's very good and very powerful. You don't need to.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. Well, let me write it here. Non-SQL databases. But for most of the time, we will be using relational databases. It's a very specific usage that you don't use relational databases. So, and every time, pretty much in every resume or job posting that you're gonna see, boom, SQL. It's like, hey, SQL, boom, where you at? Blap, look at that. What is it? Indeed or Monster? What is it? Monster.com. Yeah. Indeed. Well, yeah, when you look for jobs, it says SQL on it. And everybody needs SQL anyway, or at least some version of it. Okay, so SQL structured query language. So again, so Dave, what's SQL?
Structured query language, a language that asks questions to a database.
Exactly, yeah. So we ask questions, or we ask it to do something for us. Like that's how we talk to it. It's like, hey man, can you delete this for me? It's like, sure, man. Thank you for asking the right way. Boom, I'm going to go ahead and going to delete that. I'm going to drop that table for you. All right. So we're going to go through some the basic ideas of basic commands of SQL. Of course, the most important thing that you can do and that you will need to do is, guess what? You guys remember W3 schools?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that it has a SQL thingy. Oh, look at that! Look at that! You see it here?
SQL.
Oh yeah, look at that! Ooh man, look at that! So it gives you. Oh man, look at that! This is tasty right here. These guys know what they're doing. Yes. So we're asked. So it gives you kind of the basics of it, which is great. Which is great. And I entreat you. I really need you to take a look at this. We will go over these commands eventually, but right now we're kind of doing kind of you know the basics. You only need to do like 3 or 4 of these. Uh, Frankly, a lot of these are not even used, or in the real world you won't, unless you need some specific. And in those cases, you could just Google it. Okay, but you will need to do the first one. Number one that you need to know about is the select statement, which is pretty straightforward. It says like you're giving me, hey man, select. That means, hey, give me whatever I'm going to ask you for. So the second thing you need to know is star. Okay, say it with me. That means all fields in the table. Or everything. Actually, just say everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, just give me everything. Say it with me. Give me everything.
Everything.
No,
Give me everything.
No, everything. Give me
Everything.
everything. Yeah, there you go. So give me everything, and then, so you're saying give me everything, but you got to say it from where, right? So, and you have to use the word from. So select everything from which table? What table do we want everything from? Well, how many tables do we have? What table do we want to, are we messing with right now? Can you guys see?
We got the character table.
Yeah, that's all we got. We only got one table right now. So yeah. So give me everything. Select everything from character. You see, it even tells you. It's like, hey, you want this? Your character? Okay, yeah, man, your character. Blip. There we go. So select everything from character. So if I press F5 or I hit this execute here, okay, let's see what happens. Are you ready? Shop blips. You guys see that?
Get all populated.
Well, sort of. Whenever you query the database for anything, it's going to return, is based on records. Records are pretty much each line of information in a table. That's what it breaks down. It's a row, pretty much. So whenever we deal with database, say it with me, we deal with records. We deal with records in a table. So whenever the table returns anything, it's going to return what? Records. So here I'm saying, hey man, select everything from the character table. So, and then it says like, hey man, okay, I went and this is everything right here that we got in the character table. And this is all the rows, all the records in the character table. Look at that. Isn't that sweet? Okay, so, all right, so that makes sense somewhat. I'm gonna copy and paste this for you fellas right here. because this is the goods right here. Select star from character. Okay. So I'm gonna give you guys a little example here. So check this out. So say name, John. Wonder what happens. Oh, look at that.
Narrowing it down.
Yeah. So basically, do you guys see? So I'm saying, hey, give me these fields from the character table. So for now, I just want them all. Now, I know this is gonna sound weird, I'm saying, hey, give me all the fields from the character table. Am I telling it which not to give me? I'm not limiting it in any way right now. I'm just saying, hey, give me pretty much all the rows right here. I'm just saying, hey, give me all the rows that, and all the columns here from the table. Okay, so one thing that is very, very important to remember, because this might save you a lot of headaches, and it will save you a lot of headaches, and it's very important to remember, is if you're not telling it what to affect or what to return, then it's going to return everything. Okay. Say it with me. I want you to repeat it. Repeat it. So what is it? So if you don't tell it what
to select, it'll select
everything.
Yes. And that's kind of it's kind of important. You'll see why. And also, well, if you don't tell it what to select after the table name, you'll see, because again, most of the time this deals with kind of which columns you want, right? But do you guys see anything after the table name? You don't, right? So you're not limiting. Imagine that after the table name, there's an invisibility filter. There's an invisible filter in which you have to say, limited by this, or just give me this, or only return these where a certain criteria is met. If that isn't there, then it will give you all. I want you to kind of approach it like that, because it will save you a lot of grief, I can assure you. Okay. So again, this means pretty much return all columns and pretty much all the rows. Okay, now what if, Maggie? I'm going to ask you a question. Okay, so let's assume that I have, and we will, have tons of data in the database. This thing is like thousands of records, thousands of characters in there. Okay, but I only wanted, I like, I don't like broke people, right? So I'm looking for people that have more than 20 gold, right? So how do you think I can ask that? In your mind, just sound it out. So I want to return, show me return the records, give me the records, select the records of people that have higher than 20 gold. Well, send it out. How do you think I would do this? Something like that.
Select gold greater than 20 from character.
Yeah, you're kind of correct. Yeah, yes. Dave, do you agree with that somewhat?
Well, select star from character where
You
gold
see, you're
is.
a cheater, freaking cheater.
What?
Because you know it already. Yes.
Yes.
That is how
The
we
where,
do it.
right?
Yeah, there is such thing. It's called the where clause. Which is what you tell it what you're looking for. This is the filter right here. So give me all the columns, all the properties columns from the table character. Where gold. So that means the column gold, right?
Yeah.
Is higher than 20. So, Mike, what are you doing? Don't eat that paper. Okay, so gold higher than 20, and then let's see if that works. Okay, execute. Shabloops, look at that. And then it gave me 33 and 10. That is pretty sweet, right? So, again, what is the magic word here? What is the magic word? Where. That's called the where clause. Say it with me, the where clause.
The where clause.
Yeah. So remember, we are telling it, we're giving it a filter saying, hey, from this table, not even that, don't even worry about which columns, First thing is, hey, from this table, give me this, filter it by this, where gold is higher than 20. All right. And then you could just highlight this and execute it again. Maggie, yes. And then we get it all back. Okay, so now let's say I'm looking for strong people. I want people that have HP higher than, well, I guess higher than 14 for now. How do they do that?
So we'd have where HP is greater than 14.
That's right. So I'm going to run it, execute it. Bam! Is that correct?
Yeah.
So we got some of the right data here, right? We got the sweet data. Okay, so what if I wanted somebody with somebody who's a paladin? How do I get a paladin? Go ahead. You guys know how to get a paladin?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Select star from character where job equals what is it, quotation mark?
Single.
Paladin?
Yeah, single.
Oh, single quote.
Yep. Paladin. No, it's been a while, I know. Boom.
Yes. 20 years.
And the equals works is not an equivalence.
No. In this one, in SQL is one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why it's important to always keep track of that. But yeah. And in this one, it's single quotes, not double quotes.
Single quotes.
It's very important. Let's see. So this is pretty good. Okay, so how do I get them back again? I want to see them all? How do I see them all?
Cut it from where on up?
Yeah, from here. That's right. No, that's correct. Yeah. Okay. So this is Well, I need to drill you guys a little bit more, but actually, let me show you a special case where race is null. So I want that don't have races.
You want characters that don't have a race, or you want only characters that do have a race?
No, that don't have races. Don't have race. Go ahead. Well, how would you think it is?
I mean, if it's not where race is equal to, quote, null, then I'm not sure how we would do it.
No, you're correct in a way. Yeah. In this one, it's for nulls. It's kind of weird. You could use English. You could say it's null.
That makes sense. That's
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah, it understands. I'm gonna paste it for you guys so you guys remember. There. So it understands null like this. Okay, one more. One more. That way, this is good practice. Okay, now. Well, how do I get the ID 5? That one's easy. But you could just say it. Just call it out. Yeah, we're ID equals 5, right? Right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong fields. I was trying to figure it out.
No. Well, yeah, it's just the ID.
The table numbers was not the ID, and that was my mistake.
Oh, no.
I was like, what's
yeah. That is important to remember, yeah. Because sometimes the ID should be the first column, really, next to those numbers. That way it doesn't get confused. But anyway, okay, so now.
Are we able to customize that? I mean, obviously we could put them wherever, but can we just move them in the table?
Yes. It's a little tricksy though because of the way the current database is set, it won't allow you to do it unless you do something special. Like you need to drop the table and then recreate it and do some weird shit. So for now, but yes, you can. Or just recreate it. Are we ready?
Ready.
Okay, so now I want characters that have MP higher than 50 or age higher than 150. Yes.
Can you use literally or for this?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Well, let's see. Okay, so where what? So where MP is higher than 50 or
hey,
yeah, it works. Yeah, Maggie. Or age. Age is higher than 150. What do you think is the result?
Caesar and the Dragon.
Let's see. Shablips, look at that. Man, you guys are smart. You guys are smart motherfuckers. Let's see. And yeah, that's kind of the select there. It's pretty tasty, right? Pretty tasty. But I'm about to stump you now, and you guys will have to write this out. Okay. Give me. I want the name leveled in gold of everybody whose age is higher than 115. Name, level, and gold. Age 115. Are you guys writing it? You could type it up here in the group thingy. Let me know if you need me to repeat it, because I forget it. Age over 115, but I want their name, level, and gold. All right. Okay, Dave, what you got?
Select name, comma, level, comma, gold, where age is greater than 115.
God damn, that's right. That is right. All right, Dan, do you get the same? You got some tasty?
No, I got stuck because I don't know what I'm typing. Like I can't see the.
Oh, where?
I forgot the database name and I got stuck there.
Oh, the database name is character. Sorry, let me put it here. There's the database name, and there's other columns right there. Yeah, there's the character, and those are the columns. Go ahead. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not getting this. I get the concept, but I'm losing out on the language.
Well, no, go ahead. I mean, Dave, could you type it out? Well, I can.
Let's see.
I mean, you sounded it out.
Okay.
Let's see. Maggie.
Select.
Yeah, so when you do the select, you tell it what fields you want. So the fields were name, what is it, name, level, and gold?
Yeah, of everyone who's older than 115.
So it would be something like select name, level, gold from the table name. Oh, where are we at? Oh, there you go. Well, you forgot the table name. Can't be forgetting that table name.
Oh, bro.
That's right. From character where age is higher than 115.
Why it's so good, but
No,
select works.
it takes time. It takes time to get the hang. There you go. So let's run this. There we go. Look at that. I forget the from and the where. That's it's gonna take a little bit for it to become second nature. Frankly, I forget a lot of these things. I mean, not the select, because the select is pretty straightforward, but especially when you're trying to edit and update a table, it is very, very important that you double check in Google or wherever, or like your notes, because if you have the wrong thing in there, you could fuck up your whole database. So it's very important. And that happened to us a couple of times.
Oh, hey, you just reminded me of the thing.
Oh, what?
I have done that. I've ruined a company database once before.
Oh, welcome to the club, my friend. What do you do?
I managed to delete literally everything.
Damn. Well, they had a backup, hopefully.
Yes, they did. It took like a week.
No way. Holy crap. That is crazy.
Yeah, I didn't work much longer after that.
Yeah. They're like, Dan, come in here, Dan. Let us get this done.
They had me. I was data entry.
Mm-hmm.
I was fixing a whole bunch of stuff for them, and I was running out of work, so I started finding other things to fix.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know what the wildcards were.
Oh, Jesus.
I was figuring them out as I went. I didn't Google it or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And the everything wildcard, um,
Disastrous.
it was helpful for me to find the entries that were missing stuff. But I also was inadvertently editing everything at the same time.
Oh my goodness.
I cleaned out their whole database.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they did not. They were not too happy.
No.
Yeah, so now, so you understand like that how, yeah, how important it is to be careful with these things. Extremely. But yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen again, or at least you have a, a good backup.
Well, I had no
Uh,
idea what I was doing back then.
yeah, yeah. At least database. I mean, the SQL databases is not too bad getting backups and whatnot. I mean, if you set it up correctly, so it's not too bad. Maggie. Okay, so are you guys good with this? Does this make sense?
Yes.
All right. Well,
Yes.
let me give it to you one more because I got to give it to you just like X. Um, just like DMX. Okay, so this time I want the job, age, and HP of the dragon race, or anybody who's dragon race. Job, age, HP. Are you guys legit?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, sure. Give me the job, age, and HP of race, whoever raises the dragon. So job age, HP. Oh, okay. Let's see. Nice one, nice one. All right. Correct. All right. Remember, the word is from.
Yikes.
Yeah, no worries. It's gonna take a little bit to get the actual, yeah, like from table where raised. Yep, that is correct. And dragon. Probably you want the other dragon, but yes. All right, yeah, that makes. I mean that is somewhat correct, and I will give it to you. And yeah, that makes sense. And let me give you guys a shortcut though. Whenever we're dealing with it, let's say you want to do a quick, you don't want to type anything and you want to see what's inside the table, you right click it, say select top 1000 rows. Are you ready? Let's see. Boom. And it gives you see it writes it for you. It says like, hey, select top 1000. And then it gives you, these are the properties or the fields. Let's call them fields. Let's call them fields. The fields that you want from the table character. All this is just a fancy way of saying the table character. All right. Maggie, what are you eating, Maggie? All right. So that is this good? Here. Okay, so with SQL again, we're talking to the database, we're querying it, saying, hey man, give me this from this table. I want this information, and hopefully you can give it to me. But again, let me ask you a question. If you don't give it a where clause, what is it going to return?
Everything.
Yes,
Everything.
that is very important. Let me write that down because that's how you wipe a database somewhat. It will return everything. So use where to limit filter what you want to see. Okay. So this is good. This is good. Now let me ask you a question here. I'm just gonna go new query here. Also, this opens a query window, and you could change it, or you could just ask it. We could continue here, like, hey, okay, so top 1,000. So where gold equals 33, and then you could run that. Blam. And then go back. Okay, so how comfortable are you with basic select statement? I mean, I know you will probably get hung up on some of these still, of course, because just it's just convention, select fields from table name. So just it's okay, feel free to look at your notes and double check because again, even I don't remember or all these things. I mean, the select statement it's pretty easy to remember, but when it comes to some of the other ones, when you update tables or drop tables or delete things or change rows, that is where you really have to be careful. Okay, so I guess we could do a little bit of update. Maybe. Let's see. I'm gonna delete this here. Let me see. Examples. Okay, so you guys feel good with this, right? Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, they even have like a online SQL thingy, man. Look at that. Oh man, this is beautiful. They have an online SQL parser. That's amazing. Well, I hope so. Oh, nice. Very nice. Okay. Hold on. I have a phone call. Yeah, go back. Oh wow. So, do you guys see this? They have an actual database online that you could mess around with and query. Very nice. Very, very nice. I think it's the Tradewind database that comes with SQL. But we'll see. Anyway, you guys good with this? Did we go over data types? We did, right? The basic ones. I mean, like an int and varchar, which is always.
We did go over a few of them.
Okay, yeah. So those are the ones we're going to need for now, I think. Yeah. So that's I don't want to give you guys too much stuff in one day. I want you guys to be kind of comfortable with this here. Select. You got select distinct. Distinct basically just means no. You cannot have copies or clones of a certain row. And you have to tell it what you want, what you don't want copies of. And let's see, you got the order by, which again, it's something that you give it here. I'm just trying to get, this is the next kind of important one. But we will probably do that a bit later. I don't want to text you guys too much though. So I'm thinking maybe we can stop it here. But before we go or before we continue, okay, so we have a database, we have a table, we're able to query that table. And how solid do you guys think you are with what we've done today? Is it super solid?
It's pretty darn good. Got to get that syntax right, but I'm feeling it.
Well, yeah, no, the syntax, I'm telling you, it's like, seriously, I don't remember the syntax. I have to look it up. I mean, for the basic selects, I know it, of course. But for some of the other stuff, it's important to look at your notes because you could very easily forget something and then fuck up the database or fuck up some records or something. So there's no shame in the game, like absolutely not. So I'm gonna, I am going to show you guys something, a little magic. You guys are ready for the magic? Who likes magic? Okay, so now, have you guys ever? Well, let me try to introduce you to. We spoke, we've spoken about it before, right? Okay. Well, I want to talk about what is. Whenever you look at technology or even job postings or pretty much anything having to do with databases, you will encounter the concept of an object relational database or just an object database or object relational mapper that interacts with the database. Okay, so we have already been doing that. We just haven't been calling it that. So, forgot the entity part. Here, there you go. Maggie. Okay, so what an object relational mapper, right, or just like object database or object relational database. It has a whole bunch of names. Let me see. You could. Let's see. They have a bunch of it. All right, yeah. So what it stands for, is it's something that enables you to use database tables as objects or as classes. Does that seem familiar to you? Well, let me repeat again. The technology lets you use tables in a database as classes and kind of use them and interact with them just like you would a class. But you are actually using a table in the database.
Yeah, that makes. So basically, our classes can be migrated to the database and
exactly. Yes, or the other way around. Yes, that is correct. So, for example, do you guys remember our person class that we have here? Do you guys remember? Yeah. Do you remember that there's a table in the database called person as well? And we were able to fill out name, job, age, race, all the stuff on here in code, right? And then save it, right?
Yeah.
You see, remember we got a person object here, and this is code. This is a class. All it is a class, right? But when but we were able to, using a database object, turn that class into a record, and something of type, or something useful that the table can use it, and add it to the table, and then save changes. I know that part it's a little squirrely, but you guys sort of understand that we're able to use these mod. And remember, it's a model. All it is kind of a model that we're able to use kind of a class and a table sort of interchangeably.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. I set it up so whenever I run this, it will look into this database here, and it will create the class. If it doesn't exist, it will create the table for us. It is very strong, and it does a lot of stuff. This is like magic. You don't have to really don't worry about it too much. Okay, Bilbido, Art. Okay, so remember our roster here that we're dealing with person objects, person class, and person table. See, it just created it and everything, right? So if we refresh our database, when I ran the code for the first time, it looked into the database and said, hey, table person doesn't exist. I'm going to create it. And then from there, we kept using it. And we kept using the class, the person class, and we created a character with it, and we put it in the database just like we did before. This is kind of like a whole lesson into itself. This is kind of a preview. So don't worry about it too much. I'll try to find a better explanation for it. But again, I'm going to delete it. Again, the concept, we're going to introduce that right from the beginning next time, of a data mapper, or a object data mapper, or object data database, or wrapper. I mean, it has a lot of names. I'll try to find the best one next time.
I'm not sure what you just told us.
Was that? Yeah, no. I'm saying the same thing, but in 5 different ways. So I'm going to find the perfect way to say it next time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all the same thing. Yeah. So, forget about that. It's just something to think about for next time, maybe. But yeah, so far again, we understand that we have a table. We created it. We can query it. We could do all sorts of stuff with it, and we're legit. And we will probably either continue. Yeah, actually, no. Yeah, we're gonna jump. We're gonna expand this a little bit next time. And that's going to be pretty sweet. So I hope you guys are ready for next time. We're not sure when it's going to be next time. When do we have? Maybe Monday, Sunday? I don't know. When are we at?
Definitely. Sunday is up in the air. I can give you an update if I will definitely be available or not.
All right, no problem. Well, I will leave you guys some homework then. I mean, I'll come up with some homework for this weekend or for later. That way you guys could get it done by Monday. That's probably better. Okay. And those are good, I think, because then you could do that on your own time if you cannot make it. And I'll try to go and help Dave set his database up when I think that might be good. Okay, so I think we did very, very well today. This is very, very solid knowledge. You guys absorbed it really quickly. And this is money right here. This is money, 100%. All right.
Sweet.
Okay, I'll try to get more stuff together and send it out. But this is good. And don't worry about too much about the object stuff. I'll get a better explanation for that next time. All right, later.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Take it easy.